Hey, Jake, did you hear the exciting news?
What's that, Scott?
The Street Profits finally won back the tag team titles.
Oh, the Street Profits, they won the tag titles.
Yeah.
From who?
The DIY.
Oh. Okay. You want to talk about John Cena turning heel, though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. John Cena is mean now, today on Pro Wrestling Palskis. Hey, Scott and Arver.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
How's it going, bud?
It's going all right. How's your going?
My going's good. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day and happy birthday.
I got in there before you. I tried to circumvent it.
You're the record holder. First ever.
To have a birthday?
AAR Palski. Look at that.
Not nice. You're way older than me.
67 years old. Look at you.
You are so much older than me.
That's not true.
By at minimum 40 years.
I said it first, so how can that be true?
Yes. Thank you for your happy birthday wishes.
Sure. Something's coming at some point when I remember to sit down and do it.
Is that a threat?
Yeah.
Fucking watch your back. Something's coming. I'm coming. Who was that?
Gross.
Was it D'Lo Brown?
Gross.
Who was that?
No, that's you in private time.
Who said whose song started with us announcing he was coming? Was that MVP maybe? I think it might have been MVP in WWE.
It didn't start that way. There was a clock, it was ticking.
There's anticipation for it coming.
And then he came and then let everybody know about it.
Great. Hi, thanks everybody. It's we're here. We're live on a rare Monday evening.
Yeah.
Because of the aforementioned birthday causing some travel plans.
Mm-hmm.
Scott,
you went to Brussels. You missed out on the Monday Night Raw that's currently
Maybe it's still happening. Maybe that's
probably still happening.
Probably still happening.
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio is being beaten up by somebody in a dark match.
Went all the way to Brussels just because I was interested in their sprouts.
Sure.
And not Brussels sprouts. I'm not making a dumb joke. They did the store sprouts. They have really good.
They have different pies.
Really? Brussels pie? I don't get the joke.
Sprouts? They have pies.
Oh, okay.
I was going with your bit that you seem to know nothing about of what they have.
I didn't know that
there.
they were a big pie company. I go to Sprouts for what I like is
they have their bake section and they have pies.
I like the stuff in the bin, the candy bins they've got there.
Yeah, you probably put your hands in there. Don't act like you use the scoop.
I do the thing though where I use the scoop to grab just one and then I take the one because I want to try it.
So you still touch it with your hands.
Still touch my hand.
You don't.
But I'm touching the one,
in
but only the one that I'm gonna.
You ruined buffets for everyone. You killed it.
Why'd you say that? Excuse me.
Jesus, he's gross. He's gross, everybody. So yeah, birthday happened. You're dreadfully old now. How old are you?
42.
Oh, gross.
Yes, as my cousin likes to say, ever since Big Daddy came out 20 some odd years ago, we have old balls now. That's the ongoing joke.
So he's happy that you're in the same club as him?
Yeah, loves it, I guess. He's probably your age, very old, much older than me.
I don't think that's true.
I actually think it's exactly true. I think you're the same exact. You might be born the same day for all I know. Hey, guess what? PWP champion Masked Llama, current PWP champ for the month of March. Masked Llama will defend that title in the Championship Palski Battle Royal, the first episode of April. If you would like to join that,
is that an April
competition?
Fool's? Are you trying to April Fool's me right now? Is that a lie? Is he actually defending?
Can I tell you? It literally the episode is on April. The first episode of April will be April 1st.
Really?
Yeah, because the 31st is a Monday.
So it is an April Fool's.
So it will be our April Fool's champion,
wow.
Whether or not the match itself is foolproof.
I don't think it is fool's proof at this point. Got a couple fools running this thing.
Speaking of a couple fools, there's been a lot of stuff happening on the television programs presented by WWE. Have you been watching all of said programs?
Currently.
Yeah. I I'm in a weird position where for the first time in a while, I'm interested in watching the program, yet I don't have the time to.
It's
it
good.
Used to be I had way too much time, and I was watching 12 hours of wrestling a week, and I was thinking to myself, God, I wish this was better. Now I'm like, wow, the wrestling seems really good. No time. I just do not. No time.
But
I caught it.
Got time for a wrestling podcast.
Well, this is the time that I would be generally giving to watch the program.
I see.
Actually, not sure. I'd probably use this time for something else entirely.
Yeah, that's true.
But because we already have the engagement, I feel like there's a prerequisite and an expectation. I'm here, and we do this instead.
Well, major things have happened. We're not doing a news episode today because I felt like something overshadowed all news.
Sure.
I was when this broke, I was in New York. I'm trying to think, what was that? A Saturday. So I was not functioning well post Toy Fair shows.
Did you get the con crud?
What's that now?
Did you get con crud?
Con crud.
You ever heard of con crud?
No.
Con crud is that feeling.
Is that a soup?
It kind of is. Con crud is the feeling that you have after going to like a convention of some sort, because inevitably you've caught at least 4 different things to some degree from people. And it's just this concoction of illness where it's like, I don't necessarily have the flu. I don't necessarily have a cold, but I have something or multiple
crabs.
things. Yeah, some crabs.
Some gonorrhea.
Some chlamydia.
No.
The con crud.
No, it was lack of sleep and over walking.
Okay.
And over pitching and over just way too much. But overall lack of sleep on top of all that. So I was where Zeka had reached out to me and goes, "Did you watch Chamber?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm about to pass out. Like I don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
Like,
it's happening right now.
You don't know what happened?
Oh, gotcha.
I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna be able to see the Oscars. I'm not gonna see Chamber. Like, if there's something, you can go ahead and tell me. He goes, "Kind of don't want to tell you. It's kind of big. It's something that I think you need to see." I go, "I don't know what I'm looking for."
Right.
I just tell me who won the women's elimination chamber. Right. Let me know the biggest news of the world. He's like, dude, you just got to see it. And I go, it's okay.
Just tell me.
Tell me.
Right. Because there's nothing can be that big. Like Punk has already come back. We're done. There's no thing that is not going to happen now.
And he goes, okay, one final, like, are you sure? And I go, I'd rather hear it from you at this point.
He's a really good friend.
I'd rather hear it from you.
What a nice boy.
He goes, Cena turned heel. And
you're like, God damn it, why did you tell me that? Why did you spoil it, asshole?
No, I just kind of took it in and went, okay. And then I thought about it, sight unseen, and I just go, are you sure?
I like that.
Like, are you interpreting it wrong?
Right.
Is he just do something where you go like, oh, that's not nice? Come on. Did he really turn heel?
Sure.
And
you were just like, no. Most of the fans always said Cena sucks. It doesn't mean he's a heel now.
Yeah, just because they crap on him, like that doesn't mean. So I look it up and I just start to see snippets. Like I'm checking TikTok and seeing what pops up.
It sounds like you just said I'm chicken TikTok, I'm like, you are chicken TikTok. Most of your TikTok is just chicken talk.
Yeah. It's foul at best. And I'm seeing snippets of this whole thing out of context, and it's wild. It's wild to see. It's wild to see the reactions, and it's not for a little while that I see the entire thing in its context.
Right.
But to see the world react, to see it blow up in the moment and on the night, it's fucking crazy to see something that's that mainstream in wrestling.
Yeah. It's a pretty big deal. Gilbert Short in the chat says, I was spoiled almost as soon as it happened. I was doing homework and bam, didn't even get warned about it. From what? Bam? What is bam? Did Nightcrawler show up?
Did the postman walk by and go, holy shit, John Cena's a bad guy?
Like, I'm guessing social media. See, the social media doesn't qualify as a bam if you're opening the app, Gilbert.
Yeah.
We're pushing back on this bit.
So how did you find out? When did you find out?
I watched Elimination Chamber live. That's the thing I am making sure I had the time for. And also it was early, which was very nice.
Okay.
I was like, oh wow, it felt to me at least like it started pretty early. Alexandra was working, couldn't watch it with me, so I kind of like meandered the beginning of the pay-per-view. I was like doing stuff around the house and half working and whatnot. And then,
so you didn't pay attention to Candice LeRae and Nia Jax in a tag team matchup for the ages?
That one I definitely did not remember happening at all whatsoever. That really happened? That was a tag match at Chamber?
Yeah, there were 4 matches. That was one of them.
Really? News to me.
And to Johnny Gargano. He's like, what do you mean? Sweetie, you didn't have a match in the show.
No.
I think I would have known. What do you mean I have to sleep on the couch with Tommaso? That's crazy.
I like that I keep hearing things differently because it sounds like you said Tomazzo, and I'm like, now that's a guy's name, Tomazzo. That's the pizza guy.
You really need to get your ears checked at this age.
I should be. We specified just a very little bit in the beginning that yes, it was my birthday. There were festivities. I traveled. We have not gotten a good night's sleep. That we had an Airbnb out of town. A bookstore just decided at some point I don't like this place and would not go to sleep all night long.
I'm with him on Airbnbs.
Yeah. It was a great place otherwise. Oh, a beautiful cabin up in the middle of the snowy mountains. Oh, it was like living in Skyrim for a couple days.
Yeah.
Except without all of the rampant murder. But yeah.
Just broke in your house and broke some pots.
Very, very, very sleepy. So I it's 3:45 and I'm having coffee because I'm just like, I need this.
You need to pour it in your ears.
Good but short. The group chats. My best friend messaged me. Okay, that's Bam. That's definitely. You can't just message somebody. Oh my God, Cena turned heel.
But also, why would you check your? You gotta. I'm not shaming Gilbert or saying like you shouldn't have done this, but checking the phone while something's going on in real time.
If you know Chamber is happening and you were like, oh, I'm gonna save that for later. Yeah, but he does say also iMessage to be clear. So it wasn't even like.
I don't know what's the difference.
Meaning like you can't see. It's just an audio. I'm assuming that's what you mean by iMessage, right?
You're just living your life and someone just starts shouting at you?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Why would that be a thing?
Isn't that the subtext to our podcast?
No.
You're living your life and someone just starts shouting at you.
No, because you have to click on this.
Tune in weekly.
It's not just abruptly charging into your life.
Anyways, watch Chamber.
Candice LeRae.
It was
Nia Jax.
It was a pretty good show. Nia Jax definitely the highlight of the bunch. And Alexandra finished work just in time to come in and pay attention. And I was like, this is a huge deal. And she's like, I'm sure it is. I was like, no. This is a really big deal. I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. So I got to watch it live with the people. I got to see the Discord blown up, which was fun.
Our Discord, which everybody can join. It's free.
Yes.
I'm seeing more people popping in on our Patreon as free members, which is nice.
Yeah, sweet.
But they can also pop in because these are some new names. You can pop in on our Discord, get in on the chat, and be watching these things as they happen and go, John Cena's turning heel. Somebody iMessage Gilbert quickly.
But yeah, got to watch the whole thing. I mean, it was fun. I definitely did not expect it. It was a shocking.
Anybody who says that, you're a fucking liar. It's like, oh, there were signs. I saw it coming. John Cena was going to turn heel. No.
It's been how many years, right, that the opportunity has been present. And
this is the end. This is the final year.
Exactly.
All the good things, the last tour merch. This is the last time you're going to see me. There were. You can go back and you can see an indicator because people I saw on the night were going like, who's the third man? There's a third man.
Oh.
Because Rock did this. And like one of the things.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Like he was doing the sign, but then people quickly went, no. That if anything was a hint that you're not going to find out, that's the John Cena sign, like he does.
Right. Oh, right. Sure. Yeah.
So it's like
interesting
because he did like a 1, 2, and then 3.
Right.
But people were going like, "Who's the third man?" It's going to be Batista. I'm like, "What the fuck is this Hollywood conspiracy that is unraveling?" Of people going like, "Wait, I couldn't predict this at all."
Right.
But I'm picking the next one. I'll be right on that, and then but you can come back and see all my social media and go, "I was right. I picked the thing." There's no fucking other thing.
There's also the real world implications that we've talked about all the time, where it's just like, yeah, we're all wrestling nerds, and we're like, oh, wouldn't it 10 years ago, oh, wouldn't it have been great if John Cena turned heel or this or that or this position? But then it's like, yeah, but he does the kids, like it's the kids.
He does the kids. That's what Jake said. Put that on a poster. John Cena, he does the kids.
But make sure you put the Make-A-Wish logo on top of it. That way it's context. But like
now he's Break-A-Wish.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
What do you want from me? You don't get one.
Yeah, I don't make a wish.
Broke your wish.
So it's shocking that that he would want to do this, but simultaneously, and this is where I think people are the wrestling.
It's shocking that even the execs want to do this.
That too, 100%.
That I could see, the wrestling people like the Triple H's, the Pritchards, the Hayeses, that they all go like, "Ooh, okay, we got a really good idea. This is what we're gonna do." But all the executives going like, "Wait a minute, we're doing record gates. You got Netflix. We're gonna turn the cash cow
right
into a bad guy. Fuck no.
It's a terrible idea.
No fucking way. We're going to clone them is what we're going to do. We're going to make more good guys.
Tim Redbeard joins us in the chat and says, "Hey, dual screening PWP and Raw.
Oh,
How much longer is Raw on?" I wrote because I feel like
it's a long one because it
It's a
started
long-
at noon
right.
and it's currently
4:00.
maybe he's watching it on delay.
Oh, maybe that's true. So yeah, it's shocking all around. But what I was gonna get at before was I think the thing that like the Smarks, we don't have enough, deductive reasoning skills to see nuance. Whereas like I can honestly say that I was shocked and did not see it coming, but also can say I get it. Like you want to do something new, you want to make a big splash. You don't want your last year to just be another year where you just do, you don't want
And
essentially
even the main event of
Kurt Angle
WrestleMania.
tour, like
Right.
yes, exactly.
Even the main event of WrestleMania where you're looking at it on paper, right? If you're looking at all the names, whoever you are, right? Like if you're Cena, if you're Rock, who's on the board of directors, whatever. Triple H, there you go. Like the biggest match that we could have, regardless of what the outcome is, if it's Cena winning it, if it's Cody winning it, the biggest match that we could have overall is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Right.
So two most popular guys, like, because we're not gonna, the chances of getting Rock to do it is
Right.
iffy.
Sure.
But Cena signed up for this shit.
Yeah.
And this is it. All right. Two super good guys.
Right.
Yeah. That's troublesome because then we're going to split the crowd. And what do you do? Like, what's the best story going into it?
Also, at least half of the audience goes home upset.
Right.
So you can't have a feel good ending or a universally shocking ending. Because even if it's like, right now, the fact that we're all going to be rooting against Cena in theory, like if Cena wins, it's that much more emotionally devastating. Whereas if half the audience is like, yeah, I wanted him to win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And this is
Snake Roberts had a point. Let's just say it.
Right.
Like he had a point.
This is the best scenario for that matchup
Yes.
is to turn the guy that you also don't expect to be turned.
Right.
And that you stack it up. I mean, I'm not on board with, I'm not against what they're doing, but I was fine in a evil corporation environment of wrestling for a long time now.
Right.
We've done it to death in WWE
Sure.
for eons and eons now. And to go, hey, you know what? Corporation evil, you're my champion.
The Rock is now Vince.
All
Yeah,
right.
right. Yeah.
No, we don't, but it works out fine.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, again, it's shocking and
The fucking
fun
poster
and
the logos that they're using on Raw, where they use the drop face, like the Cena evil
that
face.
the hug, the over the shoulder hug.
Not that one, the
No?
second one when
got it.
when he's then looking at the
Face to
camera
face. Oh, got it.
and it's just
Mean
the dead
mugging.
eyes, the
Yeah.
mean mugging. Like that face is so fucking good.
It's good. It's exciting. There is one thing though you said about like, oh, the merch and like I can't believe corporate wants to do this. There is something, I don't know whether or not the fact of how many kids and people buy, I say kids buy stuff, they don't buy stuff, their parents buy stuff. It may not offset the amount of shit that people buy for their kids because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
But I don't think heel Cena merch is going to not sell well either. Like I think
Right.
that like all of the smarts, everybody our age who's loved Cena forever, we're going to boo the shit out of him. We're going to say, fuck you, Cena. We're going to sing na 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 go, goodbye when he leaves.
Right.
But we're also going to be like, I fucking love that he turned heel. Like,
And-
this is great.
Yeah. And if you're in Brussels or whatever town he's in and you went to the show, you already spent, $400 on the ticket.
Sure.
Go, well, I'm going to buy that fucking shirt just in case. I might buy two because then somebody else didn't buy it. And I go,
Yeah.
well, I'll sell that shit on eBay for later.
Absolutely.
Make some money back.
Do they have eBay in Brussels?
No.
No. What do they have?
Van Dam Bay.
Love it. So another thing I want to talk about because you mentioned it. You said the word
Cena.
no, God, no. Now I'm trying to remember the way you phrased it. Mainstream. I think you said
Yeah.
mainstream pop culture. Like
Yeah.
So, yeah. This happened within a day or two of that fucking horrendous Zelensky meeting in the White House.
Oh yeah.
And
Where you were a reporter and you started asking the
that was
question like,
me.
hey, why aren't you wearing a suit?
Yeah, that was me. I was over the Orange Man.
The
shoulder.
one time you wear a suit
Um,
and then you're getting on everybody else's case about wearing a suit. That was weird. I mean, I know you do journalism, you got podcasts.
Listen.
Is that really appropriate, Jake?
listen, all I'm trying to say is that tariffs are great for the country. Did you see, talk about mainstream? I know that Jon Stewart is a massive wrestling fan.
Yes.
But did you see this? So
Yes.
this was so mainstream enough that Jon Stewart,
Convinces the entire staff.
or it's just like, they just have to convince anybody because he's the boss. But yeah,
Well, but
no.
still, like, we could do this another way, John.
Sure. All of Monday's Daily Show following Elimination Chamber, Jon Stewart did a brilliant job. And it wasn't like a bit. It wasn't like, they talk about, he literally, the entirety of the show, he draws parallels between John Cena's heel turn and the United States turning against Ukraine, against allies to aid in Russia. And it is brilliant to the point where it also kind of, like, he even makes a few jokes in it about, like, listen, this isn't proof that you're not, like, you should be watching wrestling. Like, this shit's good. And if you don't watch wrestling, you're wrong, or whatever the bit was he was doing. Like,
Right.
this is,
Because the initial pitch to the crowd when he's saying it's like this and
of
this.
course,
And you can hear some drop like,
what?
is that the show we're getting? And he's like, hey, whoa. You'll see.
Right.
You'll see.
Yeah. Kicking the Ukraine in the nuts. I mean, anyways, but that just shows you how big this is that, like, a political talk show, not to derail us into that conversation, but you know what I mean? Like, could take this
a political
moment,
comedy talk show that has so much to mine from.
Right.
There's other TV shows, other movies. I'm sure there are other staff members that are going like, there's another show that did the, or some other, who knows, fucking White Lotus could have this. I don't know.
Right.
But something else where they could do this. And John's like, no, WWE works perfectly right now.
Yeah.
We want to tie it to this.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
This,
like,
I didn't want to go to WrestleMania. Like, I was happy to just watch it from home or whatever else. I see the fucking faces of John Cena's fucking scowl face and Cody and that head to head. And I go, well, that would be kind of cool to see live. And it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fuck WrestleMania night 1. Don't care.
Oh no, you don't think we get some sort of 2-night part to the story, right? Like, we're not gonna get like an annoying, like, Cody versus somebody else on night 1 or
probably not, because they got so much going on right now. I feel like they don't need it.
Right. Well, yeah, you got to figure whatever's happening with Seth, Roman, and Punk.
Right. That's
gonna be
thing.
It's gonna be maybe the night 1 main event, and this will be the night 2 main event.
I don't know, but with Jey
the ladies,
Uso
also the ladies too.
They're not gonna be the main event.
Well, sometimes they just make one, but yeah, I guess they haven't done that.
Between Jey Uso and Gunther and the triple threat of those guys, like, that surpasses.
Yeah.
Name the ladies' main events right now.
The ladies' main events are Rhea Ripley versus
This is
Liv.
why you're proving my point.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
See?
Again, I've been watching. I don't know. I skipped that.
You did watch
Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah. Wait, you would skip 2 women's matches?
Yeah, I don't think the first one happened. I think you're making that up. Or I started late and it was already done, because I started and the women's chamber match was what I saw.
Mickey Bell is turning in
So
his
if
grave.
that was first,
The ladies are great.
Mickey Bell died.
No, he's just turning in his grave. That's where he sleeps.
Oh, okay. He bought his grave a long
He's
time
a big
ago.
Nosferatu fan. And he's like, oh, okay, you can just sleep in those things naked? All right, cool.
Tim Red Bear in the chat says, I hope heel Cena will be more than just frumpy, frowny John yelling at the crowd and acting like he hates being there. Yeah, I give him more credit than that. I give him a little bit more credit.
Isn't that what Gunther does? Isn't that what?
Well, he's happy. Gunther's often smiling.
Yeah, he's a little upset.
Is he?
Yeah, the company mascot's making everybody happy.
Oh, right.
I think I think this is already fairly layered. We've only, at the time of this recording right now, because we haven't seen the end of Raw. I assumed Cena was just at the top of it, but we saw everything that played out at Chamber. Right.
Yes.
We saw the whole, he's happy. He's great. He's like, Cody says, hey, Rock, go fuck yourself. And he's like, yeah. I love it.
He said a bad word.
Which plays great now, because when I watched that moment back, I go, yes, he's not taking the spot. Like Rock said, if Cody takes it, you can't have it. It's not for me.
Right.
Then it's stacked against me. But he said no. He said fuck you. Like, I got this. It's mine now. Like, he's so exuberant,
right.
that it just plays funnier now. So we see all that play out, and then we have Raw of giving the explanation,
right,
and saying, you took from me, and that you never asked how I was. You
Right.
never considered me, and I've just been this for you and complaining. I think that's a great place to start.
And it's, and that isn't entirely original. We've seen this type of heel turn before. We've seen the you cheer for me, but only because you want more from me. Like,
but on this scale,
Jericho's done it, and Shawn Michaels has done it. Like, a lot of people have done this, but
yeah, Shawn.
But this is
like,
there's so
my
much
smile's gone.
Well, there's so much more impact for this because it's you can't compare it to anything. 20 years essentially of being the same.
Not 20.
No, how long?
Because though everybody who's talking about this never acknowledges that he was a heel.
He started as a heel, right? Wasn't that because I wasn't watching during that era?
OVW, yes, he was a heel. Comes in WWE Ruthless Aggression, he's a face. But then when he started rapping, like there was a point amongst the rapping that people liked him at first for a little bit, but then with Brock and all that, like he turns heel.
Gotcha.
He's a heel. He's wearing the jerseys. He's doing all like
right.
That was all heel stuff. Then he was so funny
that people started cheering.
It was Wrestlemania like 19, the pre-show that it has this.
What year do you think that is?
That is like 2003.
Got it.
I think is when it was supposed to be the rap battle with, I forget who they were, but fairly big names.
Okay.
And the rumor is that they showed up to rehearsal, saw that Cena was good, and
like rappers, not wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And but he just did a solo thing with cardboard cutouts.
Got it. And because they no-showed.
Either they no-showed.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They bailed. They were like, "Oh, we don't want to get embarrassed by this guy pretending to be."
That is actually like kind of good.
Jacked up like Vanilla Ice, yeah.
And then he started winning people over because it was so funny. So his heel run was like maybe a year plus, but he was a heel. He was a bad guy. So when the people say like, "No, he was never a heel. This is unprecedented." Like, no, what Kofi's doing is unprecedented.
Yes.
Kofi has around the same amount of streak, but it's downplayed.
Yeah.
Kofi's probably in the back going like, "Fuck, man."
Right.
Like,
do you want to know? I will say though,
I'm the John Cena you think everyone.
I will say, and again, I haven't seen a ton. I think the last thing I remember was maybe Raw, the first Raw on Netflix. So obviously it's a couple of months now, maybe. They're heels, but he's still being funny.
Oh, they're heels.
I know, but they're still being funny. Is what I'm trying to get at.
At times.
Like
they did a backstage thing that was kind of funny, but no, they're heels. Right. They've been cheating. They've been doing horrible shit.
Right.
They're heels.
Right. Anyways, yeah, it's exciting, and I have faith in them. Yeah. So the opening of Raw tonight was John coming out and what you said. It was the kind of the like par for the course of like, all you've done is dragged me and shit on me for all of this time, and I've just given and I've given, and I turned myself into something to please you. That's the angle. I think if I had any criticism is that there was nothing at all in that about The Rock, which I know that we have still a lot of runway. We still have another month, I guess, until Mania to tell the story. I don't know how many appearances he's got, but it does feel like, oh, there's more to this than just that motivation internally. Like, how does this play into your relationship with him, your relationship with the company? Is it just that you despise the position that Cody is in? Because I don't buy that. Because I don't think that you were inauthentic to Cody up until this point. Yeah. Just like, this is another thing too, is like, and I have enough trust in John Cena and in what the writers are doing with the product right now, and whoever is head of creative, Triple H or whoever. I have enough faith in them that they're going to handle this well. But like the Cena who's in the chamber with Punk smiling, laughing, and going, "I miss you. I missed you too, buddy," and then beating the shit, like that needs to be the same guy that of later in the night. And I think there's room for that.
I think that is there because it can be, "Hey, I missed you. Why can't he miss a guy that he knows I'm going to win? I know I've got everything in my favor. Like I got this."
Right.
He can be super confident because as he's saying in his promo on Raw that you didn't like me. You rejected me at first when I first showed up.
Right.
So I won. And then I won. Yeah. And I won. And I won. I did all these things. And then
he said won a lot in that promo.
He did win a lot.
I know. We all hated him for
Super Cena.
He was 100% right.
He points out. So it's that adds to it. And knowing that he is that good can certainly play into he was in chamber and I missed you. And I know I'm going to fucking beat you.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of connective tissue there. The only criticism I have, not of Cena, of this is partially being a bit of an old man, a little bit being out of touch with current pop culture of music. But when I went back and finally watched Chamber in full, I'm going, okay. Because all the snippets and shit I saw, like, I don't understand this Travis Scott thing.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that because I'm trying to forget it.
So I didn't understand it. I go, okay, I'm going to watch a show and it's all going to make sense. Right. Okay. That's fine. I watched the show. They show him backstage at one point, like, Travis Scott is here. I go, okay. I know he's a musician. Yeah, I believe he made a McDonald's meal at one point.
But did he? Everything Scott knows about hip hop, he knows through McDonald's marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, previous relationship, like it was talked of that Travis Scott has a meal at McDonald's. And when I just hear the words Travis Scott, McDonald's, I go, country singer.
Right. And Travis Scott, you think Travis Tritt. Yeah, there's got like, it sounds like a country name.
Yeah, just that's what I assumed. And then when I see Travis Scott, I go, oh, okay. I don't know if that's the same guy that made the meal or not. I don't know. Maybe there's a couple Travis Scott. I have no idea. So when I see that, I go, they're going to explain either he has a friendship with Rock. There's something going on.
Right. We'll get some context of why he's there.
Some connection of something.
Also, sorry, I don't mean to derail you. I just need to scream this into a microphone again. Stop letting fans hold wrestling titles on your official wrestling program that don't mean anything next to the titles that mean things when they look exactly the fucking same.
And also,
oh my God, it drove me crazy.
If you do, show what it is, because I couldn't tell if it was a hardcore title or what.
It is.
I have no idea.
Yeah. It's like a modern version of a hardcore title that like Triple H gifted him or something. I don't know.
But again, in the show, I didn't hear an explanation of it, and I'm going, what the fuck is he holding? Didn't know.
Right.
So yeah, they don't explain any sort of thing like, oh, he did something for these guys. I didn't get
it. Are him and The Rock, is there a project that they worked together on? They started hanging out. Like, why is he a part of Rock's entourage
for the night?
Yeah. So, and
overall, like, I understand the part of it. If my nephews or whoever, the people who know who he is and see that and go, oh, that's really big and cool. But the overall, there is no connective tissue.
Right.
And if you're not going to follow through with them, then it's not the moments of a Mr. T or a Rodman or a Malone where they're hanging around and they're there and you go, oh, they're just with these guys and they align with them.
Right.
I don't know if Travis Scott's just a fan of The Rock or
that's what it looked like to me, except he's a fan who can somehow overpower a pro wrestler and punch him in the, like, it was, oh God, it was infuriating. It did put a little bit of a stink on the Cena turn, just a little bit.
But I think so many clips that they crop them out or they do it. And so
also, if he's not a threatening guy.
Like, no. Like, most celebs that they bring in aren't.
But listen, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why this is the first thing that came to mind. Maybe it's because I'm old. But like, if like Busta Rhymes was standing out there, I'd be like, you know what? He's a big dude. Like,
and he talks real fast.
Like I would be like, you know what? If I would be afraid of him throwing a punch.
Yeah.
Despite what actually did happen to Cody Rhodes' face, still not afraid of Travis Scott throwing a punch.
No, because Cody was down.
Yeah, and letting him do it because he didn't think he was actually going to hit him in the face.
Right.
Yeah, God, what about that? I mean, not to derail, but what do you think about that? You think he's got
the Travis Scott of it all?
Him punching Cody and busting his eye open.
That was weird. That was it. Hey, if you want to be in wrestling and be a wrestler, like, you know, granted, a lot of celebrities do and go like, oh, that'd be really fun to do. I don't know if Cody's the kind of guy that goes, you know what receipts are, Travis?
Mm-hmm.
When we do a thing again, and you did this.
If he's even allowed to come out there, because how do you think they handled it backstage? Do you think he was supposed to even hit him? Do you think that I have a feeling that he wasn't supposed to hit him?
That's a fair point.
I think that he just was like caught up in the moment and thought he's again. Maybe
or Rock's like
John Cena's still doing Make-A-Wishes. That's what it was. He was there because he's a big fan of John Cena.
Oh, that Travis Scott is
John Cena
going to die of cancer.
Travis Scott is terminal. And they were like, all he wanted to do was play pro wrestler, so they let him punch Cody Rhodes in the face. No, I could see him getting in trouble backstage though, like being like, "Dude, you can't fucking do that."
They pull him aside, and then ideally that they go.
Also, you should probably leave.
In a month, Cody's gonna fucking hit you as hard as he can.
Yeah, I don't think they'd tell him that. I think
someone would.
Then he would never show up, and Cody would never get.
One of the guys, like if it's not a higher up, if it's not one of the guys, one of the old timey guys, then somebody like
somebody in Cody's
Miz or somebody
Or QT Marshall is gonna be like, "Ooh, Travis, you gotta come in." I'm assuming that's what
He's
he
in the
sounds
parking
like.
lot
I don't remember.
asking for autographs.
Yeah,
QT Marshall doesn't work there.
I know that, but he's just friends. That's why I did this. He was tweeting it.
He's hanging out with The Rock, and he's also friends with QT Marshall. Come on.
Gilbert Short, what if Cody has to wrestle Travis Scott on night 1 and face some sort of ridiculous stipulation if Cody loses? That's what
It'll
they
be
did.
weird
against,
when Travis Scott gets knocked out from one punch from Cody.
It's going to be a bloodline rules match on night 2 again.
I think we've run the course of a bloodline match, right? Bloodline rules.
Tribal combat. Yeah,
when we have to go. Yeah, I get it. 15 people are going to interrupt, but they're going to wait for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
No one's going to show up right away and go, wait, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Right.
This is goofy.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like Travis Scott being involved. And it's not just a bias because I don't know who he is. I don't know his music. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
Even if it was someone that I cared about, then if Chad Smith showed up, Chad Smith, the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers, who does all the stuff. The guy looks like Will Ferrell, does the comedy bits with Will Ferrell everywhere. No. Okay. Anyways, if
you didn't pick Flea,
if a musician that I enjoy, if Flea, great, better example. Sure, I should have went with. You know what? I was kept going tall. I kept that had that in my mind. But sure, let's
Flea's
go Flea.
Crazy. Though.
Flea's wiry. Yeah. If Flea showed up, I would still be like, I love it that he's there. He should not be there. Can we please get him out of this specific thing? Let him hang out with Rock backstage in the green room. That's fine. Show Travis Scott back there, fucking hanging out and smoking, and but don't let him come to the ring and hold down your world fucking champion.
You couldn't let J.K. Simmons be out there? He was Santa that, The Rock saved.
Swole, too. Now, that's a celebrity who I'd believe.
Something like that, where like J.K. Simmons comes out and you're like, hey, did you ever see Oz? That's Schillinger. He's going to fuck up Cody. Like, real bad.
Yeah, I hope that he's done. I hope we don't see any more of him.
It's, I for the views, for the talk of it, I get it, but I wish the only criticism I have of that entire segment, other than Rock watched Indecent Proposal, and that was how he wanted to deliver everything, is like, Cody, I want to fuck you so bad for $1 million.
There was an undertone there. I want your soul.
It's so weird.
I want my whole, no, your soul.
It's like, yeah, I'm glad you said it 19 times so they can edit around it. But
I think we were making those jokes in the Discord, the Always Sunny jokes.
Oh yeah,
gotta pay the troll toll if you want to get in this boy's soul. My boy's what? My boy's soul.
The only thing that I think also helps fix all of that is when Cena's face drops, right? Like when he goes from happy and hugging Cody.
Yeah.
When that face goes away, like the soul is gone from him.
Right.
The John Cena WWE entertainment soul.
Right. Fair.
I know I just did ATM machine, but that soul leaves his body.
Right.
And so if Rock is collecting a soul as Shang Tsung, like it's that moment.
Right.
That he got someone's.
Right.
Because that moment's fucking epic with the slashing at the throat,
yeah.
Cena's face. And I fucking love that Cena, upon the end of the hug, resumes
smiles again
back to what we knew, and like, Cody.
Yep.
Hey, we're buddies. Bam, kicked in the nuts.
And I love that it was a kick and that he didn't go from the hug to an AA or something like that.
Or say anything.
Sure.
We didn't get into our Thunderdome era of,
right.
I got all these things to tell you.
Right. Off Mic, but loud enough so that the cameras can pick it up, so that the commentators can be quiet enough for us to hear it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any predictions for the months to come?
I mean, it's really only a month and change.
Okay, but
for
Mania. But then we also have the life beyond Mania. Like, is there any chance that we get a face turn back before it's over?
Before his retirement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Like, this has to be
for sure
a limited heel. Yeah.
Because I'm very much thrilled about the main event at WrestleMania being Cody versus Cena, and the outcome is I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So many years previously, you could look at a WrestleMania and you go, well, good guy's got to win. He's chasing it. He won the Rumble.
Right.
He came back from injury. Whatever it is, it's routine, and you go, well, that's got to happen. And most of the time, you're going to be right. And this one, you go, there's a case for both. There's a strong case for either one. I don't know who's going to win. It's not clear cut. You can justify the next year, several months, and go, either one could happen. So going into it, I don't fucking know. And I love that feeling rather than going, oh, it's kind of obvious that this is going to happen.
I will say, like, because of the fact that I also agree, like, at some point we're going to have some last minute, I'm actually leaving redemption here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless Cena just decides to go out getting booed, it's kind of epic. It's like, it's kind
It's
of
a long
amazing.
shot.
It's ballsy. But if that is the case, he kind of needs to win as a heel.
His childhood hero might wake him up.
Wait, his childhood hero? Who's Cena's childhood hero?
R-Truth.
No, Cena is R-Truth's childhood hero.
They might be in reverse. We've never asked because we always take from John Cena. We don't ask him these things. But R-Truth might, wake him up.
I just want to say really quickly to address the chat. Gil says the way Rock did that throat cut motion was so overdone. I'm like, you're really doing that for the cheap seats. And then Tim Redbird says, had to make sure the clips would make the connection to when he made the same hand gestures after last WrestleMania. No one ever does the cutthroat gestures with 2 fingers. Yeah, because he wants to make sure it doesn't look like The Undertaker. I guarantee you, knowing Rock, like, and the people involved, they were like, well, you can't do this. Like, that's Undertaker's thing in wrestling.
There's also Benoit.
Sure, that's fair.
Benoit did that too.
So, yeah, I think that, I don't know. Yeah.
It's fine. Cut however you want to cut a throat, buddy.
However you want to murder. There's many ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
But I was saying, yeah, I kind of think that Cena needs to kind of win as a heel, unless, because then I think it's cheap. If it's like, oh, he doesn't win, and then maybe his redemption is like, oh, I tried being bad and it didn't work, then we don't care as much. We're not gonna be able to forgive him unless he goes all the way. We can't forgive him for going halfway and coming back, because then it's like, not only.
But there could be more.
Sure.
There could be sights set on Jey Uso who could win. There could be sights set on someone else of just hurting or maiming or doing.
Right.
And then part of the redemption could be then eyes turn back to The Rock and say, like, you did this to me.
Right.
You made me do this.
Right.
And then he wants to fight Rock.
SummerSlam, maybe. Yeah.
Or there's many a way that it can go, because I feel like the redemption story, clearly this booking team is doing the long term.
Yeah.
They're going from Mania to Mania, and they're looking
at. Are we?
They've already looked at the end of what Cena's run is.
Right, but didn't we talk about this once? Where it seems like Cena's run isn't ending at next year's Mania, like it's before.
No, it's
then.
not. Yeah, it's the end of the year,
because you figure it's gonna probably be not because it's pre-Rumble, because it started at Rumble, and he said it's just this year, so it's one of each pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So whatever the pay-per-view is before Rumble, which I don't even remember what that is.
If it's December 31st at the Garden for like a New Year's, it could be that's what the final show is. But what I'm saying is, typically in the WWE world of it all, they're booking from Mania to Mania because that's your season enders. But Cena's got his own timeline, so I know they've already done the how does it start and how does it end, and probably always open to variables of, are we going to deal with injuries?
Right.
What if somebody else comes along and just fucking blows up out of nowhere, and we got to deal with that? But they've got their structure set in place. Of if they're doing this, they're going, well, yeah, but what happens in the summer?
Right.
Yeah, but what happens in the fall?
Right.
And then how are we wrapping this
up? What's the
up?
resolution? Yeah.
What building do we need to get? What shit do we have to build?
Oh, no. I just realized that the last big pay-per-view that would be pre-Rumble is Survivor Series War Games.
No, that's usually November.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a December one.
Oh, sure. But I'm trying to think of the big ones though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess there's the in your house events, monthly ones. Yeah, I don't know what December
in your
is.
House.
That's just what I just joking.
That's NXT now, man.
Sure.
Jesus, you got to watch wrestling.
Cripes. I don't know. I kind of think that. I think that this needs to be longer term for it to matter. I think that if the heelness doesn't go beyond WrestleMania, it's gonna feel cheap. It's gonna feel like, oh, it was, you just did the thing for the month, and it's not. I don't know. It's not gonna feel authentic.
I'm sure that it will.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see how it could not.
Yeah.
Because that's also an easy way to get a couple of matches out of some people that
are baby faces. That
there you go. We can't have Cena fight them otherwise, because it's the same thing we ran into Cody earlier.
Right.
We can have some marquee matchups with Cena versus you could do Roman again.
Sure.
You do Punk again.
Yeah, we got to do Punk at some point. They need to. I mean, unless Chamber was it.
Did.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I meant like just the one-on-one. Yeah.
not Seth, because Seth already fucking broke his nose.
Yeah, we're good with
He's
that.
a loon.
Orton,
Sure.
like that's the
roles reversed.
right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Now you have me thinking of all the people that he could wrestle. But do you think we get a new heel move from Cena?
No.
No, you think he's just gonna stick? Well, that's another thing that did bug me about his Raw promo from earlier tonight was, can we need to stop saying heel and babyface on wrestling television? I get it. The kayfabe is dead and the walls are broken and everybody just does everything.
Thanks, Jericho.
But like, you could just say good guy and bad guy. Like, you don't need to use the lingo. You don't need to use the fucking carny. It's so it is a little bit diminishing. It bugs me a little bit where I'm just like, can you just say good? But then I guess
he can say him.
Yeah, you think?
I felt like if it was
Tim Bradbury says the AA will be the FU again, and the STFU maybe just go back to naming the old names. That's a good way to do it.
Sure. I feel like I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 people can say it on the show, and I go, that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone below that, like,
right.
No. If Candice LeRae says, I'm not a heel, I'm not a babyface, like, no.
The answer is yes. You are. That is correct. You are neither of those things.
Yeah, you're filler.
Oh, poor Candice. I like her.
Yeah, you do. And
She's a poison pixie.
You watched her match?
She's a poison pixie.
Yeah, poison.
I don't know why, but that's what she is.
This is really exciting. I mean, this is like any of this, right? It's going to be an era of however long it lives of the team that is Triple H and others that came in and go like, we got ideas. Here's what we're going to do. And much like all booking throughout all of wrestling, they're going to run out of fucking ideas.
Right.
They're going to run out of either stars to tap into or be on the pulse of that we'll all get and that'll work for them. And it'll run its course. And I don't know. It's kind of a dynasty where, and I don't think they're all going to go, let's shift. Everybody move to the to the left chair and we'll all switch jobs. That'll be so fun. Then you'll have ideas. So living it up while we can. I think what could have been a heel turn of Cena for many a time that wouldn't have felt right or wouldn't have been good. The stars aligned. Everything went fucking great.
Yeah.
And we get to live in this and we get this amazing main event for Cody's sake.
So good.
For Cena's sake.
Let's talk
for the legendary epicness of WrestleMania's sake.
Let's talk about that too, because there was a lot of chatter already that like, oh, Cody needs to turn heel. He's not wearing the suit anymore. There's a lot of speculation over the past few months about like, we're going to get a heel Cody. We're going to get the heel Cody. We're going to get, because in AEW, he didn't want to turn heel and they turned on him and people are trying to draw these comparisons. I personally think that it is just like the dude, no pun intended, he's building a legacy.
Yeah.
And like way too soon for any of that, in my opinion. And I think that having Cena win the Rumble did shift me a little bit. And I went, oh, fuck, I think like we might get a heel like Cody, despite the fact that I think it's too soon.
You said, was Cena winning the Rumble?
I'm sorry, not the Rumble. It was
the Chamber?
The Chamber, rather. Yeah, sorry. It made me go like, oh, fuck, maybe, like there's that little piece of doubt of like, oh, but then with Cena turning, it's like, oh, great. Now this is so much better for Cody because it doesn't, even if he loses, he doesn't lose. Because if he turns heel and loses, then it's like, well, nobody cares about you now. Right. If he loses as a babyface, we're right back to where we were 2 years ago.
He's in the chase again.
Against Roman. He's in the chase again. And if it's not getting it back from Cena, it's getting it back from whoever beats Cena or however that
Thankfully,
goes.
wrestlers have the one-track mind of,
yes,
I'm gonna get my title back. And then Karrion Kross hits him. He's like, wait a second.
I'll get to you in a minute.
But it doesn't think about that. It's gone like, hey, this thing over here. It's like a dog.
Here,
I'm trying to remember the comedian that says, you ever see a dog walk into the room and they have a purpose? They're going into a room and they're going to go.
Is it Dana or David Cross? Maybe
I'm not sure.
When he talks about Ollie Red Sox, his dog, who he named Ollie Red Sox in New York, just because he wanted to go. No, let's go Red Sox.
No. It doesn't have to do with the name bit. It's about a dog has a purpose. It goes into a room. You call the dog's name,
right,
and they turn attention to you. The purpose is gone.
Completely gone.
They will never return to whatever that was and go, wait a second, I have a thing I was going to go do. I was going to go check and see where my ball was. Like, no, It's over.
Good.
And that's what wrestlers are.
Right.
Like wrestlers
They
are.
all have ADD.
I'm going to one thing,
dogs.
and then like, hey, the Miz just hit your car. Oh, that's it. I didn't know I was going for my title, but the Miz hit my fucking car. Oh, we're in this for a month.
Hey, this wrestler who you've never crossed paths with said that your dad was a bad wrestler.
Oh, that dope. No, him and me now. We're in this.
So it's exciting. Also, I want him to beat Flair's record. I want Cena to beat
so he's got to win it like 6 more times.
Fake record.
Oh,
that,
okay.
You know, the WWE. I want WWE to say John Cena, which they could just do now. There's no reason they can't just say that.
Yeah, they
now.
can just take
Call
one
it a
away
day.
from Flair.
Yeah,
and go,
why not?
We took another one.
Yeah. We reviewed the footage and it looked like he cheated. But I kind of want.
I can
that.
go either way. Like I'm already thrilled at the possibilities of if Cena breaks the record and does this and wrecks Cody and we have a heel Cena winning, or Cody retaining and saying like, no, you didn't do it, and if you do it, you don't get it this way.
Right.
You have to redeem yourself, and that's maybe what the last few months are. I was like the good guy Cena, like trying with all his heart to actually win it, but doesn't get it or does get it. I don't know.
It's exciting because
it's so fun.
It's a big question mark. It is the opposite of the tour I thought we were getting, of the like, this is the Cena feel good year. Every time he comes out, the last time is now. And he does his thing and he says hi to, what is this camera guy's name? Stu? No, what's the camera guy's name that he likes?
I don't know the guy's name, but yeah,
he always says his
time
name.
Time to go to work.
Yeah. It's Stu Hart, right? That's who's running that camera.
For sure, yeah. He doesn't move past that point.
I thought that's what we were getting. I thought we were just going to be getting the feel good year. And so this is a really fun.
They made must-see television.
Yeah.
For a few months at least. Because when it was today, like, oh, Raw's on at noon because they're in Germany. Like, oh, shit, I got a little bit of time before I got to drive up.
Right.
I thought, no, I have to see this.
Yeah.
I don't want iMessages showing up on my phone or fucking tweets or anything like that to spoil it. I want to catch it first.
Right. Tim Ribbert, how would you feel if Cena wins it at his last PLE and then relinquishes at the next night? Less exciting because you want somebody to beat the champion.
But Tony Khan could start a tournament.
But listen, we all love a tournament for a vacant title.
I
don't think he would do that, but
I'm trying to think of the only times that they've ever really done that. It happened with Edge, but that was circumstantial.
Yeah, because he had to retire
the first time because his neck.
Yeah,
he could never take another bump again because.
But it wasn't even the next night. I think he had the championship for a while up until that point, right? And I think he defended it the night prior. No, he won it and then immediately
against Del Rio at one of those manias, and then like Atlanta.
He's like, and then I'm gonna give it to my best friend for.
But it's up high on a ladder. Yeah. But I don't think he ever defended it. It might have been the following week that there was calls and seeing the doctors and all that. I don't think it was 24 hours later.
Right.
Jack could probably help us out on that, but
maybe
there's always been talk of that. Like, what if you win the title on the last night? Like, oh, I'd then retire as champion. But I don't really recall WWE ever doing that story. So in this world, I think it'd be fairly new.
They didn't let Brett do it. He said he was going to, and they screwed him over.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get. Where is he from? Connecticut?
Bret Hart?
No, John Cena.
Famously from Connecticut.
What is
West Newbury, Mass?
Yeah, that's what it is. We're gonna get the West Newbury screw job.
Yeah, that's right.
where someone's gonna wrap him up in the STFU, and then they're gonna go ring the bell.
But then the irony of Triple H being spat on.
Oh man.
Oh, that's what it was.
Ew, gross. Any other like predictions? Any other thoughts on Cena before we move on?
I mean, overall,
exciting.
It was exciting to see the clips. It was exciting to hear about. It's exciting to watch. I still love watching the footage. The only thing I don't like watching is when they do the recaps. I love the recaps, but man, the fucking cringy footage of the streamers, right? Like the streamers that watch it and the live reactions to the show. So it's this. If you're watching the video show and they're like,
it's us. Yeah.
They're watching and go like, oh no, turning to the camera.
Yeah.
This is, I want to make sure everything's lined up. Like, no, John, no. I buy, if I have to watch 20 clips, I might buy one of them being, authentic, that's how that person genuinely reacts.
Right.
I hate the solo shit like of that. And I can't.
Do you want to do, just because we don't really ever think about our thumbnails for these, because these are all behind the Patreon wall. but they are on our Patreon and thumbnails. Do you want to do
Cena reactions?
a fake Cena reaction still really quickly for people?
Okay.
Let's do it. We'll do it right to camera, but like slightly off because it's always like right on. I'm going to look like right
So
next
the
to
eyes are on it, or the eyes are also off?
No. Your
Like
eyes,
face?
your whole face should be like just off to the side of camera, right? And it's just going to be like John Cena turned heel. Okay, this is going to be the stills that we use. Ready? It's going to be like this. Ready? Great. Okay, now we'll use that as the still, if I remember.
Now we're those people.
Let me write it down. And now we're those reaction people, and we'll post it. We'll be like, PWP live reaction, kind of, to John Cena turns heel from 3 weeks ago.
Oh my God, we couldn't believe it. We stayed off of all social medias.
I messaged. Wait, I gotta write this down. Cena reaction thumbnail. Or otherwise, I won't remember to make the thumbnail.
I understand.
Cena thumbnail. Yeah.
But the watching the clip again, it feels, especially in this, what they've created with the WrestleMania season, right? Like
Right.
this is I can think back to many a moment. Like this is Rock being fucking beat up by NWO after the showdown and the heads turning with Rocky and Hogan. And they're looking at each other doing the face off, and the NWO fucking beats up Rock, and then throws him in the ambulance, and then they got the semi.
Right.
Like those moments where we go, holy shit, this is real. This is happening.
Right.
This is the match. This is epic. This is epic level. It's one of those that I remembered how I watched it when I watched it, and the anticipation for the match is now the only thing that's can be the real letdown in any way, right? It's just like how does it come about? How does it end?
There's also some irony in the two guys who lied to us about having a once in a lifetime moment and then ended up doing it again the next year, that those two guys are back in the ring again at the same time and actually deliver a once in a lifetime moment.
And they might do it again though.
That's a good point. Oh, they're going to do it again, except it's going to be Cena telling Rock to turn babyface.
Along with upcoming NXT superstar, Scott Travis.
Oh no.
Because they got to own his name.
Scott, Travis.
Yeah, they got to own his name. And then he's got to start somewhere.
Gilbert Short inserts some completely irrelevant information because I think it's funny. Oh, he was doing like that was like a sidebar.
Okay.
He was doing internet speak, I believe.
Oh.
Do you think heel Cena will hawk Karrion Kross's new book? Meaning like sell it? He's going to sell it on air? Why did he
specifically Karrion Kross's book?
I need context for this joke, Gil. Did he previously hawk a different person's book on air as a babyface?
I think he will do it no more than he will Tyrus's book without any information to go along with this.
He's great on Fox News.
John Cena? God, he's a heel. He's really running with it. While this is being answered by Gilbert in the chat, which all of you are welcome to join if you join our Patreon, you can chat with us in real time as we do these shows. Do you have any final thoughts, predictions, or things on John Cena being a bad man?
I predict that he beats Cody.
Okay.
And then Cody gets redemption sometime at some point, whether it's one-on-one or whether it ends up being a story not about him versus Cena, but about him versus Rock. And that's just because Rock has created this corporate environment, even though it is tired, at least it's different in that it's The Rock and that it's a new, I agree with you. We've done the story to death, but I do think at least as
evil corporate.
Yeah, but there's something is a little bit more fun this time just because it's The Rock.
And they're Hollywood guys.
That's what I mean. Yeah. When
like
I say
the Hollywood
Rock,
connection between the two is fun. Because you think that at least the payoff would be like, well, you guys are going to do a movie together or something, right? Like that's kind of the not just I'm the most famous man in the world, and Cody, I'll make all your dreams come true.
Right.
Got kind of a lot of the fucking dreams to come true. Like I'm the guy. I'm not
Cody's
chasing.
like, I'll have you know,
the title.
I was on Warehouse 13. Thank you very much.
I have the fucking title.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I didn't not get it. Like I got a lot going on, but that in some way that you can go like, look, I gave Cena this thing. We did a movie together, and you go like, could have been fucking Cody.
Right.
Like some of the fans can be like, oh man, that could have been fucking Cody.
Could have been.
Oh.
But that's what I do think. I do think that whether or not the story ends up still being Cody versus Cena long term, or if it's like a pivot point for other people, I kind of think that Cena's going to win his final WrestleMania match, and it's only because it's not his last match. If you told me that next year Cena was retiring at WrestleMania like they always do, then I would say, yeah, Cody's going to beat him at that point in time. But like,
That's not the way anymore. Like,
that's a good point. But
I mean, and it's not all WWE, but Sting won his last match.
Sure, but
Taker
titles,
won his
though.
last match.
But I'm talking about for a title. So that's why I would say, like, we know he's retiring. He's not going to retire.
But if Cena wins it, then who beats it for him?
Who beats him for it eventually?
Yeah. Because that's a star maker right there.
Yeah, I mean, you've
Karrion Kross in his new book.
Karrion Kross's, but his new book specifically.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put on the side of the. I mean,
I
there's
hope Karrion Kross gets a match at WrestleMania, and then he has a similar outfit to Becky Lynch, where it's also his book.
There are a lot of contenders of people when we did our Cena match or our Cena episode a few months back, or however long it's been now. But like a lot of names that would be great to watch beat him. Walter Gunther would be a fun, again, people that you can launch a career of. They have some new people coming in that, while I don't necessarily think they're ready for it, God knows if Triple H wanted to put a rocket fucking pack on Aleister Black, have him come back. That's his boy, or somebody from Miro or Rusev. Like, I'm trying to think of people who he might want to be like, from
that were gone
Cena's
from
past.
the company forever, and they're like, oh, I know. Let's have them beat Cena also, for the title on just showing back up. That's crazy. That's your NXT drunken craziness.
CM Punk is a great name too. There's plenty of people. I wouldn't even. Braun Breaker's a great name for like. They've been doing a really good job of creating stars.
Aleister Black was madness.
But I'm just trying to think of, that was the first person that came to mind of somebody who's not here right now, who might be a big shock, or they might treat differently when they come back or when they debut. And that was the first thing that came to mind. But Rusev is another person in that world.
Good Lord, no.
Edge, because I'm sure he wants to get out of that place soon enough.
No, he's getting paid so much money. I think he knew what he signed up
Gil
for.
says Jimmy Uso, but
What else did Gil say about this book?
He never followed. Oh, he did follow up. He says, it's not a joke. I just think it's funny. Karrion wrote a book, but we're still waiting for the authors of paying the right theirs. Well, it's not going to be published on WWE anymore. So what's the point?
I don't know if they even have publishing anymore. Do they?
No, I don't think they do.
Drew's book and Becky's book. And I'm trying to think. That's what I saw. I was in Barnes & Noble the other day, and there was 5 copies of Becky Lynch's book there. And it wasn't in the clearance section. And I go, I don't know how those are going to move then. She ain't on TV.
I mean, maybe they just always keep 5 copies available.
That's nice. Okay. That's nice of them to do.
Maybe Becky beats him. Maybe Becky beats John Cena for the title.
I think you're drunk. Or senile at your old age.
Senile? I do have the bald spot. We have the same bald spot, Cena and I.
You gonna do the same hair?
No. It's too militant for me. It's too buzz cutty.
It's not buzz cutty anymore.
I mean, like in the back, in that area. It really highlights it. All right. I think we did it.
We did. I'd love to hear the listeners' thoughts on this call. The PWP hotline is open 24/7. Your thoughts on it. Where were you when you watched it? How'd you find out? All that kind of stuff, like the reactions. Will this go on? Do you think it will last the entire year? Will Cena get redemption? Who will help pull him out of it? There's a lot to mine out of this whole thing for just a guy in this year, this unprecedented year of this one legendary figure is retiring. So what do? Do we just run the numbers and go like, here he is in this town, we got the shirt and he's a good guy? Nope. They already fucking changed that shit up. So the speculation can run rampant.
Call the hotline and let us know your thoughts on all of it. Speaking of the hotline, it's 747-666-5606. Scott, you want to see what the hotline has in store for us right here, right now?
Sure do, birthday boy.
All right, let's see. Let's hope that this plays properly and that I didn't botch it. I probably botched it. I'm not going to lie.
That's another show.
Hey, Palskis. This is Gilbert up in the Bay Area, and I wanted to add to the John Cena wish list for his final year in wrestling full-time. Something that he's never done that I actually find really surprising that no one else has noticed or pointed out is that he's never been Intercontinental Champion. It's a weird oversight and it's a weird blank spot on his resume, but I would like to see him get that title more than any others. So that's something I'd like to add. And also, Are there any other companies outside of WWE you'd like to see him appear in? I mean, outside of WWE and TNA, like, I mean, it's not going to happen, but would you like to see him wrestle anyone in AEW? If so, who is that? Any Japanese wrestlers in Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah, New Japan? I would personally like to see him wrestle Hiroshi Tanahashi, who was more or less kind of he was the John Cena of New Japan when they were having trouble. He carried the company on his back and carried them through some tough times, and that reminds me a lot of John Cena. But other than that, yeah. I guess my other comment is, now that we have Homelander and Peacemaker main eventing WrestleMania, maybe the sponsor of the main event should be Mortal Kombat 1. What do you think about that? All right, you guys have a good week. Bye.
Gilbert Short from the Bay Area.
Only that
which
game
Bay?
wasn't terrible.
So 3 points he made.
Okay.
1 was Cena Intercontinental. 2 was Cena in Japan-ish or other places. And 3 was Mortal Kombat joke. Where do you want to start?
The DLC for that game is so outstanding, but yet that game is trash.
Yeah, I have played a little bit of it because my cousin Paul from Long Island had it. And when I was there, at one point I stayed to watch his pups while he was out of town. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play your version. And it was fun. I like the story mode version of it. I didn't get very far, but it was kind of fun.
No.
And I beat up a couple people, a couple characters. And then
You and the
I moved on.
consumers disagree.
Yeah, really? It
Or,
made me
the
go,
consumers
oh,
and
I'm
I
not
disagree.
interested.
Sorry.
But I feel like it was like, I did think to myself, oh, I wish this was just an adventure game. I wish I could move around like that one Mortal Kombat game where they made it an open world. And I was like, this is the best.
Mild Mortal Kombat 1 talk. I don't understand why they go, hey, we're going to introduce a whole new universe because we're going to do a multiverse thing. Like, okay. And everything's going to be totally different, but it's going to be the exact fucking same. Like,
As like all the other games, you mean? Or as in the
like, as far as everyone's status and who they are and what comes to be, it still follows the same path. Like,
Right.
instead of Raiden, it's Liu Kang because of the previous game.
okay.
He's then the god. But it's like Johnny Cage is Johnny Cage. Everybody, it's not like Johnny Cage is some other, he's the special ops person and Sonya Blade is the movie star.
I see what you're saying. They didn't do an Elseworld. It's not a
No.
what if of any sort. It's just
No.
everything you. Can I say though? I think maybe since I haven't played a Mortal Kombat in so long, maybe that's why I liked it. Because I was like, oh, this is familiar, but it feels like I'm starting over. It feels like I'm introducing these characters again for the first time. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in insert any number of years here.
Oh, I see you're doing internet speak.
Yeah, I did it. Good job.
It wasn't, yeah, it's for as much money as they charge and as much nickel and diming as they did. Like, it was fucking bullshit to do that. And rather than just go, it's 12, it's number 12. We're just continuing on.
Maybe they were just sick of the. They're like, is it Roman numerals? Do we just start calling the years again?
No, they called it Mortal Kombat 1. They made it more
That's
confusing.
what I'm saying. Maybe. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right.
You can't number the games. I mean, the first one isn't numbered because it's Mortal Kombat,
Sure.
but you can't go Mortal Kombat 1. Get it?
Isn't that what Xbox did too? And PlayStation.
Xbox got no. PlayStation is
I know.
fine. They
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I get it.
continued on.
Yeah, I have the 5. It's lovely.
Xbox, all kinds of they're in the Mortal Kombat of it all. But yeah, DLC is fucking amazing. T1000, Peacemaker, Homelander, all that. It's fucking great. So there's that. Then also, I don't want to watch John Cena wrestle. We talked about this in our previous episode. Like, I don't want to see John Cena wrestle in TNA.
Right.
I'd like to see him in TNA and show him, go like, hey,
Right.
everybody.
Right.
But the booking, like, I don't want to see him in AEW. Everybody else is going to fuck him up. Like, clear at this point, he's being
Right.
treated right. Will I handle a wrestler coming over to wrestle him in WWE from
Right.
somewhere else? Absolutely.
And it's a better story because it's like, hey, I know this is your last year, so I came to find you. Whereas
Let the spotlight be there.
Yeah, and
for
why
that
would
wrestler?
why would John Cena want to go somewhere else? It's my last year. I want to go to a slightly smaller stage.
I want to go to a ring that I don't really know how it's going to feel or
Right.
bump on, or there
Yeah.
could be something.
It's a tough story to
How's
sell.
your security?
Especially now that he's a heel.
Yeah.
Because now it's even more so like, fine, no, you come to me.
I think a previous answer before watching how, again, like how someone booked him, Okada would have been great, but I've seen Okada in AEW.
Yeah, what?
And that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of a Japanese wrestler that would, that I
Everybody
can think of
seems
that's
to think
currently
that
not super old.
everybody thinks that Takeshita is going to be like I think I saw someone in our Discord
Takeshita?
like, oh, if Takeshita comes to WWE, he would be the biggest thing going.
Yeah, you got to rework him a little bit. It's kind of like the Aleister Black thing where it's like, look, for those who saw you fucked him up.
Yeah,
we got to fix him.
Yeah,
Takeshita could be interesting, but I think the timeline isn't quite there. Like, he'd be fun, but he wouldn't be what he's going to be in like 4 or 5 years.
Right.
MJF, but the same thing. I know he's not Japanese, but
sure, of course,
an outside wrestler.
Yeah, well, he did say AEW or someone from elsewhere. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody because.
What about Nick Nemeth?
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think. No.
Ryan Nemeth, either Nemeth.
More like Nometh.
What about a Matt Cardona now?
That was very funny. When Cena turned heel, the first thing that he posted was him in the wheelchair. and I tried to tell you guys. And I'm like, that's actually pretty funny. That like at the peak of John Cena's like good guys thing, he was just the biggest bully to this dude. He stole his girlfriend. He pushed him down the stairs. God, that was really funny. Yeah, why not? Why not Matt Cardona? That's a fun one. He's a different guy now.
He's a different man. And then
I don't know. I struggle to. I'm also just not. In fairness, I'm not well versed in that world. Like even in AEW, I'm like all the people who I cared about, I don't care about anymore. When it first started, and I was like, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Darby Allin does. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the Jurassic. What was the name again? Express. Like all these people who I was kind of learning about and getting excited about. Now I don't care about any of them anymore.
To my point of what I was saying earlier about this time in WWE is so great because it's exciting and everything's clicking. 2 years from now, we may look at another company and go, yeah, this is where it's at right now. TNA's fucking got it because WWE fucking lost it again. Like it's not there.
Right.
So that's why it's hard to look elsewhere and go, well, I don't want him to go there because they're going to fuck it up.
Right.
But who can you pull? Who's a star? But they also got so many fucking good ones right now. Like LA Knight versus Cena would be great. And that's in-house,
Right. Oh yeah. Shit. LA Knight. That's a fun one. Cause that's a new, combo. I was trying to think maybe just cause we were talking about Japanese wrestlers, Shinsuke came to mind and I was thinking, did we ever get a Shinsuke and Cena one-on-one? I feel like it had to have happened at some point.
I don't know if it did. It doesn't spring to mind because I feel like both super good guys probably at the time.
Right.
Where Cena was here and there and gone.
Right.
That's potential. But
and I know that
he's got to wash his face because that shit he puts in his face is gross.
I know that there's been a lot of chat about him maybe wanting to be done with WWE. I don't know. It's all hearsay.
John Cena? No, you got a fucking year left, buddy. No, you got to do it.
He didn't like that Brussels sang that goodbye song to him.
What's our final portion of the question? We did outside wrestlers. We did Mortal Kombat
Intercontinental Champion. I did not know that he has never won that. I think I like it because it's the one thing he hadn't accomplished, but I also feel like the landscape of wrestling right now doesn't make any sense. If none of this shit happened with Cody, it doesn't make sense for him to go be in this program and then also be like, well, I also wanted a Intercontinental Championship. If it started with this, if his whole thing was like, in my last year, my goal was the Intercontinental Championship because it's one thing I haven't done, then we're off to that story. But
we got that with Sheamus currently.
Right.
Sheamus has been tooting that horn for quite a while, which I like. I like that one guy's got it. If it was...
It's Braun right now? The guy who has the thing?
Yeah, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Just to clarify on the bronze.
Oh, right, of course. I'm sorry. I've gotten yelled at twice. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Tim Redbird. He wrote earlier, "Happy belated birthday, Jake," and then he wrote again just now in all caps, "Happy birthday, Jake." Thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate you, Tim. I don't want to think I'm ignoring you.
I also don't want all the legendary wrestlers to have done everything that there is to do.
100%.
I won the Rumble.
Right.
I did all these titles.
Here's my bingo card, and I've got an X and all four corners.
I like that some won't have it, and that some that you don't expect would.
Right.
Like there could be somebody that go, oh shit, they actually did check every single box that there was because they're always going to add more boxes. There's always going to be a new thing to have. Like
Yeah.
he won Money in the Bank, and
Or also like they just when titles merge and they create. Has John Cena ever been Universal Champion? That's gone.
I don't know.
Doesn't exist anymore. So,
could be
right.
So yeah, that can be left alone for my personal taste.
Right.
But I understand the chase of like wanting to have that and go like, let Cena get every fucking thing there is to get.
That would be okay. You just said let him get everything there is to be, and then I changed my mind. It is actually cool if he does it after the story with the world title. If he does win the world title.
Oh, okay.
And then he goes, I also want that now. Because then it makes sense. Because I've already got this.
It's a shameful thing.
Lobster head.
Like, oh, that's mine, fella.
You know what? That's pretty good. I feel like they've already bailed on that song. They're like, you know what? It was fun. The novelty was fun, but this is just too cool with the Celtic drums and that entrance.
Oh, the new one's super solid.
It's so cool. And I feel like the Lobster Head one, they're like, we're all excited about it, but it's not a good song to come to the ring to. It's a bad.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Plus, you can't do the cool like white light and all the epic shit.
But it does have a whoa. Maybe that's why they can't bring it back.
Right.
Because it got that whoa, and Cody's like,
Cody
whoa,
goes,
whoa. The whoa was mine.
No, that's not how he does it. He goes, whoa, you're doing it wrong.
The whoa was mine, brother.
Woe was me? What was mine? It will be mine when John Cena beats him.
Gonna build a tree of woe.
Oh shit.
There's a lot. It's fun to hear all the things. It's fun to hear, oh, Cena could do this. Cena could have that. Because I'm sure, can you imagine what that fucking writer's room was when this all started? When it's all parties came to an agreement and Cena's like, you got a year of me. That's it. This hour.
And it's not like a week to week year because they released his schedule of every single appearance he's gonna have till he's done. Unless the ones
so they shoot him behind the barn.
Is that what they're gonna do to him?
Yeah.
Is that why they shaved his head in that little circle so they could find where they're gonna hit
target.
It's not every week. He's not full time, and so
there's a chunk there's somewhere where he's gone.
Making or shooting or promoting.
Because it's not like you're saying. It's not every week, but I think there's a couple month stretch where he's off somewhere shooting a thing for an extended period of time.
Let's see, John Cena schedule.
Bald spot.
The confirmed schedule for John Cena's. Oh, never mind. I just poorly reported. This is why we're not a news podcast. I thought I read that they announced his dates, but they announced his
the
additional
ladies
dates.
He's going out with.
Yeah, exactly.
The John Cena dates. After you look that up, look up the Wrestlemania. I don't know how you would describe it because you would know the technical terminology. Have you seen the images of when they show it on Raw? Like it's fucking Jey Uso versus Gunther, and look, he's a Joker card, and this one's like a king. But the one for Cena and Cody, look that shit up because we should end on the visual of that because that to me is one of the strongest visuals in this whole ordeal.
Oh, I guess I should switch over to it so that people could see it. What I'm looking for, right? Isn't that how we usually do this?
Yeah.
So let's see. You want me to? That look. He's happy there. Oh,
on
is
the
that
left.
one?
Yeah. Look at that shit. That is bad guy, good guy, high stakes. That's major. Look at how fucking good that is.
Thanks, Ed Block Plus. Get off the screen.
Somehow Cena made his eyes sink in and be darker. It's just fucking amazing. That type of imagery, I'm all for that. When you just any casual viewer can walk in, when you have the WrestleMania parties and people are like, I watched in high school, it's kind of gay. But they walk in, they go like, holy shit, what happened with Cena? They could see that and go, well, fuck him.
Also, it should be stated that this is a promotional photo of Cody, but this is just from Hardcam that night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not like they did a photo shoot and picked the best one. They're like, this is what we got.
I hope they stick with that. I hope that doesn't change because that face sells it all.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. That to me is what the whole point of wrestling is. Like it made me go, that's fine. I'll check it out or I'll hear about it when it happens, to going, well, now I kind of want to figure out how to financially make this work so I can go.
All right. Well, speaking of going, we should probably go. Hey, all the things, listeners. Patreon.com/PWPalskis. that is where you got to be for the entirety of this year. Just a measly $5 a month gets you access to everything. When I tell you that that is not enough money, that you are getting the deal of a lifetime, there is no hyperbole. The amount of material that is on the Patreon, weekly watch along Wednesday series with video now for how many months worth of videos. There's so many videos now already where you can watch it right along with us. There's the entirety of the back catalog of all the audio episodes. There's limited series. There's so much material, as well as access to the video version of our podcast we record. So every episode you're listening to, you could watch, all available, including all past episodes, as long as we've been doing them live, which has been what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
How long we've been doing something like
if
that?
Not more.
There's so much material there for a measly $5 a month. We really need your patronage.
Yeah, because look at this. Like Mr. Millionaire, who's complaining about that all you do is take. $35 for a John Cena farewell t-shirt. I just looked it up right now in WWE shop. 35.
$35. So
that's 7 months of patronage that you could put towards a show of us talking about John
Or
Cena.
you sign up for the year and you get a discount, and it's even more than 7 months worth.
Yeah.
So yes, please consider becoming a patron of the end of the program. We really need it. We need the support. This takes a lot of time to do the show, not just the live episodes, but all the bonus stuff that is available. And we really
the live, the drive, the work, the sweat. Jake having to write stuff down on paper. About thumbnails,
the hustle, the something or other, and the respect.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, that's patreon.com/PW Palskis. You can find us on social media, wherever the social media is. Dragon Wagon Radio is on Blue Sky, Dragon Wagon Radio. Check out pwpalskis.com for the shop where you can snag yourself some great merch, like this lovely hat I'm wearing right now. We got hoodies, we've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, phone cases, lots of really great stuff, high quality, good shit over there at the shop. And I think that's about it. Other than
almost, I got a couple things to say. Then also, I want to give out the shout out to the Palskis.
Yes, let's hear what you have to get off
So
your chest.
thank you to our current Patreon Palskis for all your support for the show, and either also supporting Cena a little bit, but also throwing love our way. Adrian Avena, AJ0314, Alex Pierce, Andrea Beeler, Gilbert Short, Mask Llama, the current PWP champ, Mexican Stallion, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hader, and Tony Griggs. Also want to say a super big shout out. This was, I think, just before I left for my trip to New York and Connecticut, which also fucked up our scheduling. So thanks for everybody for your patience on that. That was very important that I needed to go do that. But there was a fundraiser that was a timed event, and I threw it up on the Discord to help out my nephews and niece for some school supplies. Like they're doing a thing for computers, and they were doing this charity walk of the kids are going to walk and do this.
Like for sponsors.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And it was it's not a Kickstarter, but it was some other program of like, hey, it's this amount of time you throw in, you get it. We're getting close to the goal. And Tim Redbeard and Mike Lucas threw in when I posted it up there, and they saw it in time, and that was super sweet to help out and do that. So thank you very much to those gentlemen out there.
Also, since I forgot and I'm a bad person, since we're giving thank yous, thank you, assuming still in the chat, thank you, Gilbert, for sending a little B-Day love, and also just Scott love, I guess.
Yeah, wait, I got some. Do you got some?
I got something too, yeah. We haven't opened
private?
These. I don't think
I got a heads up on mine.
Jake,
we take
this
gifts,
is just
by the
aside,
way.
but please make sure Jake listen. I know we're doing this right now, Gilbert. Don't make me angry, or else we're not going to do it.
This is courtesy of Jake Lloyd Bacon.
It
Sending
does.
status to me. So how do we know?
Gilbert sent Scott something for my birthday, and sent me something for my birthday too.
Maybe he sent you something for my birthday.
Mine are Cormac books. I could tell already.
Cormac?
Yeah.
Baron McCormick books?
Yeah. This is not a comic book podcast. That's the other one.
We happily accept gifts, and we'll open them on air.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing that
this
we
can
love.
Be a thing now.
There's nothing that we love more than gifts. You want unboxing videos? Scott versus Box?
Yeah, I'm back at it, baby. There's a Matt Cardona interview. For those of you who don't know.
Wait.
Did we talk about it?
No.
Do you know about this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, first off, Gilbert got me this. He had mentioned in our Discord that he's like, hey, have you ever seen Wrestlemaniac? Also another title of a movie, which I guess this goes by. It has an alias.
Interesting.
And this stars the original Rey Mysterio because he did a lot of movies.
Right.
And I think a lot of them are horror movies. I've heard of this movie. I've never seen it. Sight unseen. But he sent a DVD to you, but now it's mine because you hate physical media, as we all know.
What? No, that's not true.
It says, let the face-off begin. So I'm fucking super stoked to watch this because last night I needed a wrestler movie fix and I watched The Killer's Game.
I don't even heard of that.
That is Dave Bautista.
Oh.
And it's got Drew McIntyre in as well. It's a recent movie. It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch. It's not a great movie, but it's a damn fun watch.
I got some fantastic graphic novels.
Gilbert.
I got Godfell, which I'm not familiar with, and Barbaric, which I am familiar with, but have not read either, both from Vault. I'm assuming that we'll chat all about these at some point.
Godfell.
On Koikis. Godfell. It looks very saga-ish. It looks very much my shit. I look forward to these. Thanks, Gilbert.
Okay, don't let those be bathroom books now.
I won't. I can't promise, but I don't. No, they won't. No comics come into the bathroom. Regular books only come into the bathroom. In case I get poop, that doesn't ruin the pictures.
Well, MVP's back with this coming. Real quick. Matt Cardona interview. I interviewed Matt Cardona. We can talk about that more on a future episode or on a pre-show or something.
Yeah,
like
maybe we'll chat all about it for the.
We can even throw a snippet on this show in the future. That was something
great.
I meant to do.
Of the interview.
We'll throw a snippet so technically we can have Matt Cardona on this show.
Hey, look at that. We did it. You guys always wanted us to go back to having guests. Well, guess what? We stopped trying that.
Yeah.
But we still got one in there thanks to.
I overslept and couldn't get Kurt Hawkins, so.
Oh, you sleepy bastard.
Yeah.
You could have had both of the edgeheads.
I coulda.
Oh, boy. All right. I think we did it, right?
I think we did it.
Is there anything else? Oh, Gilbert says a WWE trivia thing with that movie is that one of the Diva Search girls was in WrestleManiac.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
not Christy Hemme, because we all know who she is. Zach Bennett.
That must be the one.
Must be.
All right. We did it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you had fun. It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Hey, thanks for listening to Dragon Wagon Radio. If you're enjoying this show, check out DragonWagonShop.com and get yourself some sweet merch while supporting your favorite indie podcast network. That's DragonWagonShop.com.
It's Dragon Wagon.